8-pound prime rib roast right here. So I'm putting this on the Traeger. Right here, I rubbed it down with some prime rib rub from, it's a Traeger brand that you can buy at North 40. I've never really used this particular rub before. I have some other go-to rubs, but I decided to try this, and then they usually make some good stuff. Some others that I use for different meats, but so we're gonna see how this one goes, and I think it should be pretty good. I injected it with just a beef broth. Just a bunch of injections in there to keep the moisture in the meat, and it's been sitting in the fridge probably for about 4 hours. I just brought it out probably half an hour ago, kind of letting it get up to room temperature, and then just put the prime rib on here, and we're gonna smoke it. I like to smoke my meat first before turning it up, so probably smoke this for a couple hours, and then I might turn it up a little bit and finish it off and get awesome flavor. And what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of butter on it towards the end of the cook. Maybe throw a little bit more rub on, or a little more seasoning on here, a little dash here, a little dash there, kind of thing. Throw that on as we go through the cook. And prime rib's pretty simple. You don't have to do a whole lot to it as it's cooking. With other meats, you want to keep some moisture on it, so you might baste it or a mop to keep it moist. So that's the prime rib. So I got a ham. Let's see. So I'm kind of a dork here. I have 2 Traegers. I think I might be the only person I know that has 2 Traegers, but it's because I like Traegers. So I've got this one here doing the prime rib, and then over here I've got my ham going. So if you follow me over here. So I like to have options when you have family over or whatever, and of course it's Easter, so people want that traditional style of food. So of course, it's hard to beat a good ham. And so I got a pretty big ham going on right here. And for ham, it's pretty simple. I didn't do like a rub or anything. You can do that. You can put something over it, but for this I didn't. What I did is I did inject pineapple juice into the ham to keep some of the moisture, because with a ham, nobody likes a dried out ham, and so I want to keep that moisture in there. Same thing here. I'm smoking it for, I don't know, probably 1.5 hours, 2 hours, and then I'm going to turn it up a little bit, and I'm going to baste it. I've got some juices, as you can see in here, so I'm going to baste it to keep the moisture on the ham. And it's pretty simple. Towards the end of the cook, I bought this too at North 40. Give them a plug as well. Anyway, this is an apricot barbecue sauce, and I'm going to mix it with some horseradish and some Dijon mustard and make a baste out of it. And then I'm going to baste her on probably like the last half hour or so of the cook, and that should finish it off. So we got a ham going here, and we got the prime rib there, so it's going to be good meats.
So would you say ham is your favorite dish to make when you're Traeging?
No, I'd say it's more of a holiday item, to be honest with you. I don't do too many hams. To me, they're kind of, I like a little bit of fun, and hams are kind of simple, but they're easy. They're good, of course, but probably my favorite is brisket. It's probably my favorite, and that's like an all-day job. You get up early, and there's a lot of prep work involved in that, and that's just a fun, slow cook. And you can do different things with that, like burn-ins. I love brisket, and then ribs are probably a good standby, the good go-to. Like if it's just okay, need to barbecue something, ribs are kind of the fallback, and probably my second favorite thing to do.
All right. So, like, you do holidays. Is there any other kind of event that you really like to trade for?
Super Bowl. We did a pretty big one here. Super Bowl, I had quite a few people here. Probably had about 20 people over, and I had both Traegers going. I did a pork shoulder, which is really good too. Pork shoulder. I did chicken wings. I did brisket, tri-tip, and I think that was it. So tri-tip, brisket, chicken wings, and the pork shoulder, and yeah, I had pretty much different options of what people could have. It was kind of overkill because it kind of made it hectic. If I had a chance to do it all over again, I might do some of it maybe the day ahead of time on the Saturday, so I'm not running around so much on the Super Bowl Sunday. But it turned out really good. Everybody really liked it, so
All right.
it was good.
And so I understand that you also have some of competition with the rest of the administration of high school.
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't call it a competition, because competition would mean that you'd have a rivalry, meaning it would be close between competitors, and so I don't even think it's that. I think it's me leading the pack and everybody else trying to live in my footsteps. I have a nickname. They call me Danny Traeger. I don't know where that came from, to be honest with you. It's kind of dorky, but anyway, they try to emulate the best, which is what you should do when you're not the best. So, but they do a good job too. They got some things they're doing, but I'm pretty proud of what I'm doing. I think I'm leading the charge when it comes to barbecue meats.